Alright, let's dive into this because there's so much to unpack here, and it's not just about Cedric Hodges getting eliminated in the challenge, Cutthroat, it's about the bigger picture of reality TV dynamics, perception, and what it really means to play these games. Personally, I think what makes Cedric's story so fascinating is how it highlights the disconnect between how players perceive each other and how the audience, or even the host, TJ Lavin, sees them. Here's the thing, Cedric was called a snake by his teammates, but TJ called him one of the nicest people ever on the show. That's a wild contrast, right? And it raises a deeper question: how much of what we see on these shows is shaped by editing, alliances, or just plain misunderstanding? What many people don't realize is that the narrative of being a snake in reality TV is often more about strategy than malice. Cedric himself pointed out that he never went against his allies or voted someone into elimination who he claimed to be working with. From my perspective, this is where the line between gameplay and personal integrity gets blurry. Players like Cedric, who try to stay honest, often get labeled as sneaky because honesty in these environments can feel like a threat. It's almost like the more transparent you are, the more suspicious people become. That's a detail I find fascinating, how authenticity can backfire in a game that thrives on manipulation. Now, let's talk about Bananas. Cedric losing to him in the first elimination is more than just a loss, it's a lesson. What this really suggests is that Bananas' longevity in the game isn't just about physical strength, it's about mental resilience and adaptability. Cedric's respect for Bananas, despite the loss, shows a maturity that's rare in these competitive spaces. Personally, I think Bananas gets a bad rap because he's so good at the game. People confuse his strategic moves for being a villain, but if you take a step back and think about it, he's just playing the game better than most. Cedric's newfound appreciation for Bananas after his own elimination is a testament to that. One thing that immediately stands out is how emotional Cedric got about leaving the show. He talked about how hard it was to say goodbye to people he genuinely cares about, and that's something I think a lot of viewers overlook. These shows aren't just about winning, they're about human connections. Cedric's emotional reaction isn't a sign of weakness, it's a reminder that these players are real people with real feelings. In my opinion, that's what makes the challenge so compelling. It's not just about the challenges, it's about the relationships and the stakes behind them. Now, let's talk about the team dynamics. Cedric being the first pick for the blue team and then immediately targeted feels like a classic case of too strong too soon. What makes this really interesting is how it parallels Bananas' journey. Both of them are perceived as threats, but for different reasons. Bananas is a veteran with a reputation, while Cedric is a rookie who proved himself in his first season. The fact that Cedric got sent into elimination so quickly shows how intimidating his potential was to the other players. It's almost like they were trying to cut off the problem before it even started. Finally, Cedric's reflections on his panic during the elimination round are a masterclass in self-awareness. He admitted he wasn't thinking straight, and that's something I respect. A lot of players would try to downplay their mistakes, but Cedric owned it. What this really suggests is that even the most calculated players can crack under pressure. It's a reminder that these games aren't just about physical or strategic skill, they're about mental toughness. And honestly, that's what makes them so unpredictable. So, here's my closing thought: Cedric's elimination isn't just a plot point, it's a reflection of the complexities of reality TV. It's about perception, strategy, and the human element that often gets lost in the chaos. Personally, I think Cedric's story is a reminder that sometimes, the real challenge isn't the game itself, it's how you navigate the people playing it. What do you guys think? Is Cedric's elimination a missed opportunity, or is it just part of the game? Let me know in the comments below.